All right, let's get one thing straight. Forget everything you think you know about the ninja. We're not talking about the Hollywood version, the assassins in black pajamas. Nope. Today, we're going to dive deep into the real deal, the Bansenshukai, this incredible 17th century encyclopedia of ninjutsu. And we're going to focus on the 5 core scrolls that are all about the discipline of in-nin, the secret art of hidden infiltration.
Right out of the gate, the Bansenshukai just throws that whole popular image right out the window. This manual, written way back in 1676 to make sure these skills weren't lost, tells us that true mastery isn't about being a flashy warrior. It's about being so good you're never even noticed. The text says that the best ninja hide their skills so well they just seem like ordinary people. The greatest shinobi, they're not famous, they're invisible.
And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the pop culture icon we all know, the acrobatic killer in black. But the reality, according to the Bansenshukai, is over on the right. A shinobi was a professional intelligence operative. Their number one weapon? It wasn't the sword, it was information. And the goal wasn't just to take someone out, it was to infiltrate and achieve a strategic mission.
So you have to wonder, how on earth did they pull this off? Well, the Bansenshukai shows us that a shinobi's most powerful weapon wasn't a tool or a technique at all. It was something internal. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with what the text calls the correct mind.
And we're not talking about, some friendly suggestions here. These tenets were the absolute bedrock of a shinobi's entire life. Loyalty to a just lord was everything. Righteousness was their compass, and an ironclad mental discipline allowed them to work under insane pressure, completely free from the distractions of fear or doubt.
This idea of righteousness is so revealing. It wasn't some flexible code you could bend for your own benefit. The Bansenshukai is crystal clear. Being poor or in a tough spot is never an excuse for doing the wrong thing. A shinobi's work had to serve a bigger, just cause. The text even tells them to walk away immediately if they find out their boss is an immoral person.
Okay, but this is the real test of that mental discipline, right? Every single mission could be their last. So how did a shinobi keep a clear head when they were constantly looking death in the face?
The answer really was a kind of radical detachment. By truly believing that the body is just temporary, a shinobi could literally remove the fear of death from the equation. The text argues that people who cling too tightly to life become cowards when things get tough. But if you see your body as just a temporary vessel, well, then you can act with a clear, determined mind and turn a life or death situation into a strategic advantage.
All right, so once you've got that internal foundation locked down, the shinobi could then focus on the outside world. And the next layer was all about strategy. It wasn't just about how you get in, but, and this is crucial, when. And believe me, the Bansenshukai is an absolute masterclass in exploiting human psychology.
You see the pattern here, right? Not a single one of these is about using brute force. They are all about psychology. A stormy night? That doesn't just hide sound, it exploits the fact that the guards are miserable and distracted. A big party? It exploits exhaustion. A recent victory? It exploits arrogance. Each one is a calculated attack on a gap in human attention.
And, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The Bansenshukai is built on this fundamental truth that people get lazy, they get tired, and they let their guard down in really predictable ways. The entire shinobi strategy is designed around exploiting these simple truths of human nature.
So, you've got the right mindset, you've picked the perfect moment. Now, how do you actually get inside? The text gets incredibly specific about the method for secret entry.
When it comes to analyzing how to get into a place, the manual points to one spot as being way better than all the others. The text lays out 6 distinct advantages for choosing the rear door.
And here they are. And this isn't guesswork, it's just cold, hard logic. The front is for show, the back is for function. Security is going to be more relaxed, fewer people are around, and this is key. It gets you closer to your actual target, like the sleeping quarters. This means less time you're exposed inside the building. It's all about playing the odds and minimizing your risk.
But of course, a door isn't your only problem. A fortress is going to have high walls to climb and deep moats to cross. And this is where the shinobi's creativity was really put to the test.
This is where you really see the difference in how a shinobi thinks. An amateur sees a huge wall and thinks, impossible. But what the Bansenshukai teaches is that for a true shinobi, there are no impossible obstacles. There are only problems that need the right solution.
The Bansenshukai is just filled with these amazing diagrams for specialized tools. But look at what they are. They're not really weapons. That famous water spider? It wasn't for walking on water, sorry to say. It was basically a personal flotation device. The climbing gear was designed for specific kinds of walls. It shows that the shinobi was just as much an engineer as a spy, armed with a custom toolkit for any problem they might run into.
So, okay, let's pull all these threads together. It starts with the mind. That informs the strategy, which dictates the method, which guides the execution. And all of these layers, they all serve one single purpose, the ultimate goal of yin, which is to win by being completely and totally anonymous.
And if you need one quote to sum up the entire philosophy, this is it. It's perfect. Why use overwhelming force when one single, smart, subtle move is so much more effective? The shinobi's way isn't about confrontation, it's about avoiding it completely. It's the art of finding that one tiny point of leverage that gets the whole mission done.
And this is the final powerful idea here. For a shinobi, success was measured by your anonymity. Getting your name written down in history, that wasn't a win. That was a sign of failure. The true masters of hidden infiltration are just ghosts in the history books. Their influence was felt, but their names will forever be a secret.
Which, brings us right back to today. We've gone from castles to cyberspace, but these principles are shockingly relevant. The biggest security holes aren't always in the software, they're in the people who use it. Social engineering, phishing attacks, exploiting someone's complacency, what is that? It's modern-day inen. And it proves that the deepest secret of the shinobi, exploiting the predictability of human nature, is absolutely timeless.